Okay, I just read a blog that uh, suggests us to give us a knowledge about the goals of life. Usually, most of us have the knowledge about setting a goal before we are doing something, and that blog on medium.com uh, accelerate intelligence. They also talk about this topic. Uh, the goals model is so obvious in our culture. It goes without saying. It's central to our collective success receipt. Goal give motivation, meaning, and focus when we feel lazy or distracted. We can't accomplish big things without them. Uh, this blog is named if you want to be massively successful, do not set ambitious goals according to studies. And it's why Steve Jobs said you can't connect the dot looking forward. He gave the idea that the conventional model to having great success in our career is setting and ardently pursuing big, hairy, audacious goals (PHAG), even if you have no idea how you are going to achieve them when you start like this. But I just explored the blog and I found the context that may be the main of this blog, and I will just focus on that. The surprising downsides of gold that no one talked about. The surprising downsides of gold that no one talk about. The tension is that my curiosity are rarely on direct path to my goal, making pursuing them hard to justify. Therefore, I've been relegated my curiosity to the hobby zone, telling my team that I was going to read a book on evolution or network science, felt like I'm letting them down. Uh, Even if those have paid huge dividends for my business over long term. Early in my career, I had my curiosity for bio and resume because they didn't give a clear story for someone who was ambiguous and focused. The downside number one, goal obsession can lead to be to being unlucky. Goal obsession can lead to being unlucky. One of the best example of how goals can lead to myopia is a famous study conducted by UK researcher Richard Wiseman. In this study, Wiseman gave people who considered themselves lucky and unlucky a newspaper, and then asked them to look through it and count the number of photos inside. Here are the average results of how long it took people. Unlucky people, 2 minutes. 2 minutes for unlucky people. Lucky people, 1 seconds. How was this even possible? On the second page, on the second page, there was a huge half page that said, "Stop counting. There are 43 paragraphs in the newspaper." Amazed by the result, amazed by the results, in his next experiment, Weizmann places a second large message halfway through the newspaper. "Stop counting. Tell the experimenter you have seen this and you win 250 bonds." Once again, the unlucky people misses the message. They were too busy counting. Wow. To summarize the surprising result, Wiseman writes, and so it's with luck, unlucky people miss chance opportunities because they are too focused on looking for something else. They go to parties intent to finding their perfect partner, and so miss opportunities to make good friends. They look through newspaper determined to find certain types of job advertisements and as a result miss other types of jobs. Lucky people are more relaxed and open. Lucky people are more relaxed and open and therefore see what is there rather than just what they are looking for. The goal paradox is that the people who most fixedly pursue a goal might also be the worst at recognizing opportunities along the journey. And downside number two, achieving goals can leave you feeling empty. Achieving goals can leave you feeling empty. The most common reaction of the human mind to achievement is not satisfaction but craving for more. Yano no Yuval Noah Harari said, as the saying goes, be careful what you wish for because you might get it. Ho. Or more eloquently, the Dalai Lama, when asked what surprising him the most about humanity, he said, "Man," because he sacrificed in health in order to make money. Then he sacrificed money to recuperate his health, and then he is so anxiety about future that he doesn't enjoy the present. The result being that he doesn't live in the present of or the future. He lives he is as he is never going to die, and he dies having never really lived. We've all had this experience of going after empty goals. We think a goal is going to change everything, so we sacrifice uh, our health or our close relationships or both for it. Then in the end, we realize that we have sacrificed may have been more important than the goal itself. In my 20s, I had a goal to build a business over $1 million in revenue. Our team referred to it as two commas goals. When we achieved it, nothing really changed, and I wondered why we had put so much energy to achieving these goals as rapidly as we could. When we look at some of the world's top performers, one is left to wonder about sacrifice they made. For example, consider Michael Phelps, and Tiger Woods, two of best athletes in history. They followed the goal playbook to a T, no pun intended. They started super young, accumulated tens of thousands of hours of deliberate practice, were single-minded and actually achieved their most ambitious goals. Yet they were left feeling empty. Phelps, for example, he gone on the record saying that really after every Olympics, I think I fell into a major state of depression. He ever added, I didn't want to be in the sport anymore. I didn't want to be alive anymore. Wow. Tiger Woods repeatedly ignored single signal that parts of his body were failing him. He prided himself on praying through pain. He will now have to live in significant pain for the rest of his life, and his rampant cheating on his wife and lying about it ruined his marriage. In the biography on him, which I recommend, we see how being so single-minded don't leave space for Tiger. to do deeper work on himself or build a deeper relationship with those closest to him. This is achieving goals can leave you feeling empty. And number three, downside number three, the second you set a goal, it started to become stale. The second you set a goal, it started to become stale. The reason that most of us are unhappy most of time is that we set our goals not for the person we are going to be when we reach them, but we set our goals for the person we are when we set them. The reason that most of us are unhappy most of the time is that we set our goals not for person we are going to be when we reach them, but we set our goals for person we are when we set them. Oh, Jim Cordell. Two things happen after you set a goal. Number one, you change. Number two, the world change. Yet, when you set a goal, we often unconsciously make the assumption that we won't change significantly, and neither will the world. Neither is true. If we set a 10 years goal to go down a certain path, a person we are in 5 years may actually feel trapped by it. There is such a large sunk cost of time, money, and energy we have publicly committed to it. Many of the people we have built relationships with still value the goals. As a result, it's hard to give up. Furthermore, we will be confronted with the new opportunities in the future we can't even imagine now. We will be confronted with new opportunities in the future we can't even imagine now. Wow. The downside number four. I'm not sure. Okay, we have only six for downside. The downside number four, goals can make you feel insecure. Yes, yes, goals predictably make us feel insecure. Here is why. First, most people tend to set big goals that stretch them and to set aggressive deadlines. One of 20th century self-help Bible, The Magic of Thinking Big, proclaims believe big. The size of your success is determined by the size of your belief. Think little goals and accept little achievement. Think big goals and win big success. Remember these two: big ideas and big plans are often easier, certainly no more difficult than small ideas and small plan. Uh, Hofstadter laws. Naturally, we underestimate how long it will take us to achieve the goal. We underestimate how long it will take us to achieve the goal because it's too big goal and likely something we haven't done before. This is known as a plenty planning uh, fa- fallacy. Planning fallacy. And even when we are aware of the planning fallacy, it still takes way longer than expected. This is known Hofstadter's will. Hofstadter Hofstadter's law. As a result of planning fallacy and Hofstadter's law, we are almost a way behind where we thought we should be, which then make us feel insecure. When I set $1 million revenue goal, I frame a goal and hang in it too close so I could see it every morning when I got dresses. Year after year, I full-heartedly pursued the goal. The more I missed it, the more I felt insecure, like I was doing something wrong. Again, When I set $1 million revenue goal, I frame the goal and hang in it the closet so I could see it every morning when I got dressed. Year after year, I full-heartedly pursued the goal. The more I missed it, the more I felt insecure, like I was doing something wrong. It is goal can make you feel insecure. And number five, downside number five, goals can reduce learning. When it related to learning, several studies have shown that setting performance goals can backfire. For example, when someone sets a goal to get an A in the school, they may end up studying for the test rather than studying to learn. As a result, performance goals can hurt learning goals. Whoa, it's super. Oh, okay. And the downside number six, the last one. Goal can actually make you feel unmotivated. A goal going from 0 to 1, as a saying, half of the journey is beginning it. Half of the half of the journey is beginning it. When you have a big goal that may take months or years of hard work and going outside of your comfort zone, taking the first can feel intimidating. And the okay, good enough plateau. When we got okay in any discipline, it is very easy to just coast. For example, when was the last time you tried to deliberately improve the driving or typing? And the dip, aka the long middle. After the initial excitement wears off and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's easy to give up. They can even lead to procrastination. Even you set a big goal, you inevitably create a mental image of the road in front of you. And science shows that the journey a big goal has predictable motivation. This is all of the downside of goal that no one talked about. I will recap again. Uh, the downside number one, goal obsession can lead to being unlucky. And number two, achieving goals can leave you feeling empty. Number three, the second you set a goal, it starts to become stale. Number four, goals can make you feel insecure. Number five, goals can reduce learning. And number six, goals can actually make you feel unmotivated. This is from medium.com in the title of if you want to be massively successful. If you want to be massively successful, do not set ambitious goals according to study from Michaeld Simmons. Thank you so much for today. The skill is recognizing areas where we should say no, but didn't, and then devising a solution for each situation that actually works. Number 13, the last one, get both accountability and coaching. Get both accountability and coaching. In my experience, I often resist the things that are most important because they require me to confront my fear and sabotaging beliefs. Therefore, I always operate more effectively when I share my priorities with author every day and every week. And when a coach forces me to be brutally honest with myself and gives expert feedback, accountability helps me put my foot on the accelerator. Coaching helps me remove my other foot from the break. This is all of the recommendation from, I think, from Michaeld Simmons to talk about the super value. Super value. So uh, I will recap again the 13-step process to prioritize the schedule with the 80-20% 20 rule. One is determine your true values. Two, determine your truly goals. Three, set aside time to determine your two goals. Three, set aside time for prioritization. Four, make a list of everything you have to do. Five, cycle the top 20% of prioritize that will give 80% of the result. Six, practice the 80-20 rule like you would any other skill. 7. Identify the single most important priority. Number 8. Do your one thing first. Number 9. Collect and measure metrics primarily on your one thing. Number 10. Put everything else on your avoid at all cost list. Number 11. Create a pre-mortem for your avoid at all cost list. Number 12. Practice saying no. And number 13, get both accountability and coaching. This is all of today. Thank you so much.